Three. Two of them, Lauren?
Yes, 2 prep contracts.
I'll pass them around if anybody wants to look. I don't have any maps to go with them.
I'm gonna pull the maps up on the screen.
Oregon's, and who's the other one?
Trudell.
Brian Trudell. You guys know Brian Eileen used to be on the board years ago.
You were at the birthday party.
Was she? I
Mhm.
didn't get to talk to her.
I didn't realize till after I announced all the other board members who were in the room, but she
Yeah.
was there.
Yeah. So Eileen and her husband have used to be dairy, but I think they only do,
Hello.
maple now.
Yeah.
So, hey Lynn, come on in, have a seat.
Come on in.
This is Lynn Knight, retired NRCS employee, PhD economist who wants to get more involved and has a farm in Georgia, very near me. So
It's one correction, masters.
masters, and I haven't had a PhD, Lynn. You guys want to introduce yourself to Lynn?
I'm Karen. Hi, Karen. Pleased to meet you, Lynn.
I'm Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Arena, I work here.
I'm Lauren. I run here.
Lauren is our amazing executive director, and Dan has a beautiful farm in Fairfield and retired colonel with the National Guard.
Dan, what's your last name?
Pipes.
Oh, okay. You're not
And
one of the.
Oregon's, Brandon's,
Right.
Magnet, no,
no,
no.
and Karen has two farms, right? One in Fairfax and one in Westford.
I do, I'm divesting myself of the one in Westford.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And is very involved in St. Albans everything, nonprofit, including the hospital board and the Rotary, and just amazing blueberry farmer, and she has freeze dried some blueberries if anybody would like some.
I brought something for you guys too. I was at an event yesterday and I made these and there's some leftovers, so, and I hate food wasted, but
Oh,
these
you
are
brought
fresh
those to
pretzels.
the.
You remember
those
these?
To the,
Yeah.
my husband's band.
Yeah.
Then how do you spell your name? For the
LYNNKNIGHT.
easy.
So, and I think, Lauren, are we recording?
Yes.
Okay, we are recording because it's a public meeting. So we're looking at a couple of prep contracts that need to be signed by the district board. The first one is this Trudell's.
I'm not sure.
Congratulations on the dragon boat success.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, it was lots of fun.
And the news covered it a lot,
Yeah,
really good.
so you've got Trudell's right there.
You
You probably just tell by the field numbers. The field numbers, do they kind of match up with that? I'm trying to see. Lauren, is this Trudell's that's up on the thing? now?
That is Harrigan.
That's Horrigan's. Okay, so I have Horrigan's. So they're gonna put in a total of, it looks like about 14 acres of riparian forest buffer, which is awesome.
Where?
I was just thinking that. I was like, is this our freaking the guy who's trying to get a hold of?
That's
Is that
different.
South Road? No, it's
You're repairing forest buffer. Or is that the same? That's a Trudell?
I think it's different.
That's, you've got Trudell's right there, right?
Right.
I wanna sign it with something other than purple.
Which
Oh,
Oregon
this
is
is,
this?
okay. Oh,
Yeah.
That just fell. Everybody okay with us moving forward with prep contracts for
Bar 9.
Oregon and Trudell's? I don't know what Trudell's is, how many acres roughly?
6, it says up here,
It's
6.12.
Can you tell me what CREP stands for?
Conservation Reserve Enhancement Program, and so this is where where the Farm Service Agency, which is a sister agency of NRCS, oversees this program. And it was passed in the 1985 Food Security Act.
Okay.
And basically allows you to take both highly erodible land,
Okay,
which there's a certain specific way that that's determined in terms of slope length and type of soil and stuff like that, out of production and planted to either trees or grass. We don't have hardly any of that happening, if I would say zero in Vermont. The majority of our CRP work is through CREP, which is the enhancement program, where it partners with the state of Vermont.
yeah,
The state of Vermont adds funds to the program. USDA pays for the cost of the installation of the buffer. So it's for water quality along riparian areas, and
so what's there now?
they're probably farming right down to the edge of the
Okay.
creek. So this is probably gonna pull them back
Yeah,
and plant a forested buffer along the
makes
creek.
sense, okay.
And they get an annual rental payment. And that's the beauty. So it's not just the cost of the conservation practice.
Yeah.
It's a long-term commitment not to ever like go back into that area. Usually it's
Okay.
15 years, 10 to 15 year contract.
Okay,
And so, so the FSA pays an annual rental payment and the state of Vermont pays an upfront payment,
okay.
if I remember correctly. So they give, that's the enhancement piece, is that it's enhanced by the state participating.
Is this a lucrative deal
Oh,
or?
it's a no-brainer deal for
Okay.
any farmer that wants to do it.
Okay.
And if they're committed to, it's always been wet, they haven't gotten good production out of that little wet spot.
Anyway.
Anyway, might as well
Yeah.
plant it to
Something.
trees and get something in return.
Huh.
And,
Interesting.
and forest buffers are shown to be a combination of forest and shallow rooted buffers are found to be like the best. You usually want 85 feet. Is what our standard was, minimum of 85 feet buffer,
Yeah,
which is what the research showed was needed to really do.
to
The,
make a huge difference.
to make a huge difference in water quality.
I got it.
So.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's a great program. The state actually has two people, I think it's two people employed.
Yep.
That provide technical assistance so that the NRCS's role is to develop a conservation plan, but not a lot of other
I've been in.
Okay,
stuff.
okay,
The-
so we
the
just
state-
developed the
But
plan.
they do.
NRCS, not the district.
Okay.
We by law have to approve it.
Oh,
As a
okay.
local
That's the
conservation.
connection I was wondering
Okay.
about.
Yeah.
Cause I've done CRP,
Yeah,
but it's been through, not through us.
Yep.
So the only place this touches us is for the chair of our board signature. We have nothing else to do with these projects.
Okay,
Yeah. and what's today?
well, I'll make a motion that
Well,
if we, unless there's a need for more discussion. Does anyone have questions, or I'll make a motion that we accept it as presented?
For a second,
Second,
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
Just wondering, cause I've done CRP.
so I'll take that and I'll sign it.
Yep.
So we've got the Horrigans and this is approval for both. So if we can just clarify in the motion that it's approval for both Horrigan and Trudell's. Oh,
And I do actually have a little update from Sarah, for NRCS. NRCS updates, reorganization is well underway. Employees will be getting their employment letters by Friday the 14th. Vicky, I don't know if you want to describe what's going on at NRCS?
no, I'm hoping Sarah would be here to tell us more. I've read on Facebook and all I know is what I've seen on Facebook.
So what I've heard informally is, yeah, everybody's getting,
So, yeah,
basically, a new offer letter if they currently work at NRCS to say, yep, you can still work at NRCS or not, or your position's going away, or you have to transfer. I guess there's already a lawsuit in California that'll be heard on the 1st of September, against this, so.
I don't get it. So some employees will get a letter that says, congratulations, you get to keep your job, and some will get a letter that says, I'm sorry, but you better look for employment quick.
That's my understanding.
so my understanding is they've notified all of the above state employees of their reassignment. And so above state employees are people that work for the national office, but many of them, including several here in Vermont, work remotely and live around the country. And I know that both Justin Tudhill, who's a branch chief for the national office, used to be my senior administrative person, and Amy Overstreet, who was my public affairs officer and went on to become worked at the Chief's Office of Equity, and then now she's working on training. They both were reassigned to Fort Collins, Colorado. And so I saw a copy of the letter that they have to sign, giving them, like, I think it was 5 different options, either accept it
Oh,
or decline,
right, yeah.
and then a few in between. And so my understanding is that they're basically vacating the national headquarters office. I don't know, Lynn, if you've heard anything else.
I've heard from people.
So vacating
It's
the national
not,
office.
it's not a good situation.
Yeah.
In any way,
And why is this happening?
to get rid of people.
we're on a public meeting, so let's just keep, political comments to ourselves, but it just.
So they're making kind of leaner and meaner.
Yes, this is the current administration's position on how to improve service departments.
Okay,
And I think that they're working on state office level, reassignments right now. So technical experts like Lynn at one point worked in the state of, for the state of Vermont, NRCS. She was later with the national office, but so folks like Lynn, technical specialists,
Yeah.
soil scientists,
Yeah.
engineers, biologists, foresters, stuff like that, may be reassigned to a hub where they're going to move those technical experts to regional hubs
yeah,
to eliminate the fact that each state has one. Even though every state law,
says they have to have one.
no, I think the state engineer is probably gonna be safe because they're licensed, but they have to be licensed within their state. There's no other licensing requirements in NRCS for that technical expertise. So they may say, okay, all of the New England states are gonna share a forester instead of having a
Ah,
forester in each
Each
state.
state. Okay.
So,
Oh, my goodness.
which there are specific state laws as it relates to how forestry is managed in each state.
Right.
Biology, wetlands protection, all of that varies from state to state. So my personal opinion, and I want to make sure this is my personal opinion, is that it's hugely disruptive and not gonna be a long-term solution for making any improvements to services to farmers, if that's what their goal is. Yeah, it's scary. I'm very glad I retired 5 years ago. And, just, it is what it is, so we can't change it. And I don't know where the hub, is it gonna be Greensboro or
I have not.
the technical
talked to-
hub for the East Coast?
I have
Still
not.
down there,
No,
North Carolina.
all the leadership there have left that I knew.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's,
I'm sorry, I'm gluten free, so I can't have one.
they are not gluten free, that is for sure.
Yeah, they look.
They are
I say.
Thank you.
Okay,
You're very
so,
welcome.
so that's basically what I know. I think that people like Sarah and all the field office people that do the work that support work here in Franklin County, I'm guessing will be safe,
Okay. Oh, I hope
but
so.
I don't know for sure. So that's, depends upon how things shake out. So so the way the RIF program works in the federal government is that if they're, say, for instance, somebody has moved into the state office as a technical expert, but started out in the field.
Yeah,
Like they might have been in Franklin County and now they're a biologist at the state office or something like that. So they could bump somebody at the field office through this RIF because they probably have more years of service and
Oh, okay.
more expertise. So if they want to stay in Vermont, they can
they gotta
So
figure out.
they can select one of those other three options and say, no, I'm gonna play this out. I'm not gonna take the job in Greensboro, North Carolina or Fort Collins,
Right.
Colorado, because I have even Justin, who's now in branch chief in administration, has a degree, a 457. He qualifies as a 457 soil conservationist, so he could even bump one of the field office people. I doubt that he
Oh.
ever would, because I'm sure he wouldn't want to take that cut and pay, but anyway.
Interesting. Thank you.
Okay, so,
And then otherwise, they are finalizing equip and CSP obligations. They have multiple construction projects underway. They're planning for FY 27 and have many applications coming through the doors, and the deadline for FY 27 is unknown, but they're hoping for September 25th. But there isn't actually a deadline for FY 27
to
applications.
to apply for FY 27
Yeah.
contracts,
There's no deadline yet.
okay. Okay, so that completes the NRCS FSA update, I guess. Move
Yes.
on to VACD. There is a VACD board meeting next Thursday, I believe, the 18th, whatever day that is. Tuesday night,
Tuesday.
6 o'clock next Tuesday night, if anybody wants to join us. This is the state association. Just to remind everybody that sort of is the nonprofit that supports the local conservation districts. So
What's it stand for Vermont?
Vermont Association of Conservation Districts. And Michelle Monroe is our executive director of the ACD. She used to be the editor here at the Messenger and then went on to Senator Leahy's office. So she's in the lead for that. And there's, I don't know, 15 to 20 employees of VACD employees who help do provide technical assistance out. Most of their funding comes from state and federal sources, NRCS and state.
But it's,
And then some of that money comes down through, a lot of the VACD money comes down through to the local districts. I don't know, Lauren, what do we get probably from between NRCC and VACD? $500 million? Maybe more?
It depends on which projects are going on at any given time, but I'd say each year probably closer to 300,000.
300,000, yeah. So, you know, they receive grants from the state, they receive grants from the federal government and then just. And also provide technical.
but they're a
assistance.
nonprofit,
They are nonprofit.
but not a 501c3.
Yes, they are.
They are.
And they are. So NRCC is the state agency that oversees the conservation district that is not a nonprofit. They're the ones that make sure that we're following state laws, procedures, elections, all that kind of stuff. And they get a lot of the state money that then is distributed to the districts. VACD is a nonprofit, and that's our connection to the National Association of Conservation Districts.
Thank you.
Linda Corse is our president, has been for quite a long time. She's a dairy farmer in Whiting.
Can I ask a question?
Mhm.
So I assume that Franklin County is not 501c3?
No,
No, we are technically a subdivision of state government.
Okay, Yeah.
Is our official.
none of the
Term.
districts in Vermont are 501c3s. There's been some talk about exploring that, but none of them are. Connecticut's the only one I know in New England that went that route. Yeah.
See, so, here's an odd question. Say if somebody said, we're raising money for a particular program that we don't get grants for or whatever. And somebody said, okay, listen, I can give you money, but I'm only giving to a 501c3 because that's tax deductible. So could I give it to VACD and then they could,
Absolutely.
yeah, so.
Ours are also tax deductible though. If they only want to give their 501c3, that's one thing, but if they only want to give a tax deductible donation, we are like, that's also if you just direct it straight to us, that also.
So someone could give you money.
Just through a different avenue through the IRS rules.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
Okay, so we need to move on to reviewing the minutes. And I have to say, if I looked at them. Don't remember.
can I make a suggestion about the public meeting? I watched the last one.
Mhm.
And you guys were talking a lot about budgets and numbers and all that, and somebody watching could see nothing.
Okay.
It'd be really nice to have either attached to the recording or a blip of the screen what you guys are talking
That's a good
about.
idea. That's a good suggestion, Len.
Because otherwise it's just numbers going back and forth and
I think we could probably post the minutes, probably post that review the budget numbers that were reviewed.
I'm sorry for more work.
No,
It's a pretty
so
simple fix, I think.
honestly, I think it's because usually we have somebody else on Zoom, so I am sharing the screen. But I think at that last meeting and this current meeting, no one else is joining on Zoom, so I'm just showing what's on the screen and I didn't hit start share. So that's the
Okay.
issue there. I think I'd say 9 times out of 10, I do share.
So you are sharing now.
I am sharing now.
Perfect. Good suggestion, Lynn. So minutes from the last meeting, which was our,
So this is the June meeting and then we also have the July meeting. So the June meeting was the one where we had, Claire joined, talked
Mhm.
about, supervisory unions. And so Rena did the notes on that and then kind of restarted when it was just, part 2 was just our.
has anybody taken the time to read this in advance?
I did not.
I did not. Did you, Karen?
No,
Should have.
Yeah,
Some.
yeah.
That's all. That's my only.
Could we postpone approval until the next meeting,
Certainly can.
Lauren, and make sure that we all take a few minutes to look at the notes from both of the last 2 meetings?
Yes, and
Just
you'll
move
also
us
have the
all.
meetings from today. The minutes from today.
Yes, okay, thank you. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Um,
And I am working on my bio. I
Uh-huh.
have it done.
Uh-huh,
I'm re-reviewing it one more time.
okay.
But there's the good news.
Thanks. I'm
And
not
I'm
trying to
working
bully
on-
you, I'm just,
And I'm working on getting on picture.
okay. Thank you, especially now you're official, not just an associate.
I know, no.
Oh my goodness, here, however many you want.
Okay, so I guess at this point, we'll postpone approval of the minutes from the last two board meetings and move on to financial updates, Lauren.
Yes. And I'll say, I think originally, Vicky, when I sent you the agenda, I was gonna include the FY 26 closeout. Later that day, I had my meeting with Dave Dorr and we caught a couple of issues in the books, so he was gonna work on fixing those, so I don't have the official FY 26 financials closed out yet, so I didn't wanna share another round of interim.
Okay,
So those will be at the September meeting.
okay,
But I do have FY 27.
budget plan.
The financials to date,
Mhm.
including the budget plan. Importantly, our bank accounts look silly now because we started that shadow account. So it looks like our bank account has a negative number, the shadow account has positive number. So really moving forward, the important number is the total for bank accounts. One thing I learned.
Can you make that bigger? I still can't see
Yes.
it. from
I
here.
can't either. I thought it was just me.
Okay,
Oh, nice.
And so one thing I learned, that I was not aware of, and that's, I'm just gonna own, it's embarrassing. As soon as I put a expense, like a check that I'm going to write, it comes out of the bank account shown on the balance sheet, but it doesn't actually come out of the bank account, obviously, until the person cashes it. Which, like, I knew,
so they may not align and for a week or so,
correct.
or even longer. if
Or even
somebody, like
longer.
one of us sits on our reimbursement check for a while.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I do think it's gonna continue to be important to look at the bank statements, because this looks like we only have $66,000 in our bank account. But I am managing cash flow, so that's not true.
Mhm.
And we, at the time I printed this too, we had almost $400,000 in
I see accounts.
receivables.
Yeah, okay.
That's right. That's when someone, we write a check and we just don't cash it for a
Yeah.
month, she's doing her,
Right.
reconciliation monthly, and she's like.
So the number that is useful for us here, is it the total assets or the total accounts receivable? I guess they're different numbers.
They're all useful. I guess. They all,
So
Tell
what,
the
what
story.
that means, Lorena, is that if we had to come up with some cash to pay for something right here and now, that roughly $66,000 is
That's what's in-
available,
That's what's in the bank account.
but we're waiting on $400,000 to come in, just under $400,000 to
So
be
the
paid back to us.
question is, when will it come in?
right, and then even still. It's like I wrote a check for $166,000, but the person hadn't, again, cashed it.
But we don't wanna write another one for 100,000 because then it's gonna
Right.
bounce,
Right,
so.
exactly. So it's just, yeah, and we'll look at the bank statements too. And so at this point, we've set up the shadow account. But we,
Was that?
Doesn't cash 160,000.
No. I mean, it did big work. Maybe it's just.
we have not set up the CDARs yet, and so that's something we're gonna talk about today too. But so we just have the shadow account set up at this time. I will say it's very annoying because every transaction shows up now twice in QuickBooks.
No.
And I don't know if can David Dorr help us with that? Is there a way, is there a workaround or anything?
He's looking into it, but he wasn't sure immediately.
So Michelle Monroe may be able to help because the same thing has happened with Friends.
Okay,
And she's the treasurer for Friends. So
Okay.
I would say reach out to her and see if she's figured anything out with Bridget.
okay.
And the reason we set up the shadow account, Len, is because we have insurance up to $250,000 in the bank. So we want to make sure that all of our money is insured, so the bank has this. I mean, to me, it's just like shuffling, that they're sending money somewhere else, but it's still tied to us and it's under a different bank's insurance,
Right.
basically what it is in the background.
Mhm.
But
And
it
do the higher-
does make it look like we have negative balances because it's physically not tied to that account. It's in some other shadow account somewhere else.
Right, and it earns a 1.85% interest, whereas before we were making no interest on the money. Profit and loss. For the fiscal year, our fiscal year starts July 1.
So are we looking at 27?
We're looking at 27, yeah.
So this is projected.
This is actual profit and loss for FY 27.
Well, yeah, but we're only a month and a half in.
But we have a gross profit of 214,000.
This is what has happened in the last month and a half.
Right,
Okay,
right. So what I'm saying is that that's projected based on a budget plan, or is it actuals?
this is actuals.
Okay.
You know. Molly, would you mind introducing yourself to Lynn, and then Lynn, if you'd mind introducing yourself to Molly? Sure.
Hi, Lynn, I'm Molly Magnum. I've been on the board for 7 years. And, and I'm the treasurer. Yes.
I'm Lynn Knight, recently retired from NRCS. My last job was the National Program Lead for the USDA Climate Hubs. Been an economist for 30 years, starting in Vermont in the state office, moving to DC. Last time was as the regional economist for the East region. I have a farm in Georgia. I raise Cleveland Bay horses, which is a critically rare breed. There's only 600 of them in the world. I now own 6 of them, which means I now own 1% of the entire population of the Cleveland Bays in the world.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, so,
And
yeah,
yeah, she's
that's it.
walkable distance from my house,
Okay.
right around.
Yeah.
Nice. So,
Owned my farm for over 30 years.
We're just going to financials.
So of this profit and loss, 200 and some thousand has been in the last month. Or that's just income. Gross profit.
This is gross profit since July 1st.
Yep.
And this is net income since July 1st. I'm happy to print this in a way that sucks less. I'm happy to just kind of do these totals, if that's useful. I didn't know if people wanted to see the whole thing. I'm happy to just leave this. I have this as an Excel
I can
sheet.
read it a little bit more across the top, and then so this is by grant?
This is by grant, so this is a
Okay.
high level of detail.
Okay.
Um,
Is this your cash flow projection?
no, this is my budget for the whole year.
Okay.
By grant. This is my forecast, so I keep this in real time. So everything that has happened since has been accounted for already in here, and the rest is just projections. But this does change every month. And so, basically, this will change a lot when we get new grants and new things throughout the year.
But it's based on what you think is gonna happen, so the red is the projected maybe?
The red is I'm unsure. Orange is if it's a grant with a typo, that the grant has been they've told me they're gonna fund it, but I don't have a contract yet. And then the blue again is Ag CWIP is our largest grant for staff time, and they are splitting the payments for a 2-year grant into 5 payments. And so one of them, so this year we only get 2 of those payments, and next year we get 3. So in my mind, I just split it 2.5, even though I can't bill till July of next year, but like we need to fund the work this year.
Yep.
So that's what the colors mean. And again, I'm using this to kind of evaluate if we're gonna have gaps in staffing
Do
or.
those expenses line up with like, GL codes in QuickBooks?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I condensed the grant revenue, so it's not like state revenue, federal revenue, local revenue, but then all the expenses, and I collapsed personnel, and like I don't have all the individual taxes and stuff, but that's all in staff costs, and the rest should line up pretty one-to-one to our chart of accounts.
Okay.
Um,
So you're projecting a net of 10,000?
that's our current projection, yes.
Yeah.
And again, so this is, I built the budget differently this year than I have in past years. And so this staff cost is aiming to cover. The staff expenses that I'm projecting, which does include everyone taking their tuition reimbursement, which we know everyone won't. And then also everyone, having at least 4% match on the 401k, which is not the current status of everyone. So there's some wiggle room in here.
Is that a 1-to-1 match? So if they put a 1%,
We
you
do,
give 1% up to 4%?
we do 1-to-1 to 3%, and then 0.5% to 5%. So if they put in 5, we'll put in 4.
The elephant in the room is healthcare costs.
Right.
And, you know, I like that you built some buffer into this, and I'd venture to say that will probably all be eaten up by whatever double-digit percentage increase healthcare. So,
Yes, I think none of us are looking forward to.
no, and it's
That
not anything, you know,
conversation, right.
we don't have the silver bullet,
Right.
fortunately. So,
And so my current projection is saying that health insurance premiums will stay
That's on,
stable.
not here.
So that's not true. And this does include, I'm projecting a 4% COLA. Again, I made that up. I don't know. Based on the fact that they updated the
Does it include
mileage.
a pay raise for you
This
besides the
includes,
4%?
no.
Okay.
So,
It is what it is.
right.
We
Um,
typically see a proposed budget with $100,000 of net.
Yeah, 10,000 I thought was pretty light.
It's
So,
very small, very, very narrow for us.
Yeah,
so
Makes me uncomfortable.
I agree, especially thinking about buying something.
Mhm.
we typically end up with about $100,000. I would say I don't typically project from the beginning of the year.
Yes, you have.
Are you sure?
I am sure. I could go back for the 3
Pretty-
years I've been on the district board.
pretty sure.
Really?
Yes, you
Okay.
have.
Usually it's a fairly optimistic, something that
Okay,
makes you feel warm and tingly and go, yeah, this is.
This is doable.
This is
We
good.
got this.
We've got it. We've
Yeah.
got plenty of buffer for the shits that
Yeah.
pop up. Excuse me.
So you increased the healthcare cost or not?
I did not.
I know for hospital budgets, they're projecting -1. Most hospital budgets. That's what the Green Mountain Care Board. I mean, we went
Like a
in,
minus 1%?
yeah,
Like a
that-
1% reduction
in their rates.
in the
Really?
rates. Okay.
Yeah, we
That's
asked for 6.7%. We're gonna lose $10 million this year. We're 4 years from going out of business. Yeah, so
We
unless they
can't
give
lose
us
our
more-
hospital in St.
Right,
Albans.
right, exactly. So I think that they're gonna look favorably. We only need, I mean, it seems like not a lot, but if everybody has significantly higher rates than we do. We're just asking for break even.
Hmm.
So we'll have to wait and see.
Oh, man, so scary.
And I will say, I did build the budget differently this year, so I wonder if I were to like repeat past fiscal year budgets, building it the way I did this year, I would still get to that 100,000.
Well, it'd be interesting to see that comparison. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that there's nothing for us to do except maybe what if scenarios that we as a board are gonna start needing to explore with you.
Sure.
Because this is way too close for my level of comfort,
Sure.
compared to what we've been, how we've been operating in the past. So I would, I don't know whether, I mean, that, I know the only other options are we get more money, we get more grants, but then there's usually staff costs associated with that. So how do we how do we manage that balance? And whether we seek funding that doesn't have associated staff costs like some, you know, just philanthropic, I wanna support this work.
What a wonderful tag in for our plan for strategic planning conversation.
Yes.
Yes.
So, so I guess we've got the bank statements and the credit card statements. So do you still have the credit card open?
I do.
You do,
I
okay.
do.
I got something that said somebody had used it or something. I thought I got an email saying somebody had used
You
it.
might have gotten an email saying that I closed me and Arena's accounts.
Okay,
That I did do that.
Okay.
And then I needed to wait for the payment to go through. And then there's no easy way to cancel a credit card. So I had to send them a message to say, hey, how do I cancel this credit card? And so I'm still working through that
Okay.
set of instructions. And I apologize. I know that I said I would do it before this fiscal year and I didn't. And I apologize.
I'm just
Yeah, no, but
anxious to get it off my credit.
as
report.
you should be. So
Probably help my credit rating. All truth be told, not that I needed any help. It was already over 800, but it just still, it was,
sure.
it was like, okay. You know,
And then I just want to make sure everyone, again, so we had $290,000 in the bank account and we opened the shadow account. And so then all of a sudden we have no money in our bank account, but it shows up positively on the shadow account. So I just wanted to, this looks scary if you see that we have a zero balance in our bank account. But it was all planned. I will say the day they created this, they did not give me a heads up. I don't know if you guys saw my email. So back to them and I was like, hey, what happened? He didn't notify me that they were gonna do it that day, didn't give me the new account number. I couldn't get into online banking and I was like, all of our money is gone. So that was fun.
Yeah, that's not good.
No.
I should have warned you.
He should,
The friends went through the same exact thing when they did
he
that.
got an earful, for sure. But yeah, so here's the shadow account balance. So all that money went to the shadow account and is making interest. We made $50 in interest already in like 4 days. So that's pretty good.
And then some of that money will be transferred to the CDARS account.
Yeah.
Which will make even more.
Yes.
Good.
So those are that is the FY27 to date financials,
Okay.
if anyone would like to move to accept.
Anybody, anybody like to make a motion to accept the financials as presented?
So moved.
Second,
I will second the financials as presented.
all in favor?
I,
Any opposed? Thank you. So future banking, plan for next steps, Lauren and
Yeah.
Karen. And CDARS, I'm anxious to hear what this is.
Yes, so this is like the CD that can just roll.
So it's like a laddered CD?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think the last conversation we had, we didn't have any money in the bank, so we didn't want to have
Right.
a conversation. And maybe we don't want to have this conversation today either, because we want to go look at buildings. But I think just kind of making a plan of how we want to structure this type of investment, so we're making more interest. How much we feel comfortable putting into a CD.
Do you guys have a recommendation?
We do not.
You can invest for a month, 3 months, 6 months. Remember?
I think those are the correct numbers.
It's been a while. It's like 3%. It's made for somebody also that has like $1 million and says, oh my gosh.
I want 100,000 liquid and the rest of it I can tie up.
Yeah. Right, I want a month and then 6 months, but it's also made for somebody that says, I wanna make sure and get my 250, each one of them FDIC insured. So they have a way of spreading it.
Mhm,
So it's the same as, I guess, the shadow account.
mhm.
It's through the bank. So it's pretty easy. The pain in the neck is every month you have to redo the paperwork. If it's the monthly one, if it's the 6 months, every time it comes due, the paperwork, it will roll, but you have to do the paperwork is what he told us.
Yeah. It says
You
you
have
have
to
to count
do it, or
every
is it
time.
just automatic roll? You get something in the mail that says it's gonna roll over if you do nothing. That's how my CDs work,
I
right?
think that's how it works, but then every time we get a new account, I have to update QuickBooks with the new account number and link the account every
They
time.
change the account number every time?
Mhm.
Yeah, he said it was a little bit of a pain.
Yeah. And so,
But you can take your money anytime. So if we said, oh, we want to buy a building and we've got 200,000 in there and the building's 250,000. we could take that money, we're just gonna lose the interest.
Right.
Okay, there's no penalty payment, just lose the interest. Okay.
Just lose the interest.
So it seems like a no-brainer to me.
It's pretty,
Yeah,
As long as you're able to do that monthly administrivia. And you don't, that's not something you'd wanna miss.
Right.
It's like a must do.
well, and you think about if you bought a house, most likely it's not gonna be. It's not gonna take a month to close, it might take more than that for us, cause we're gonna have to apply for a loan, we're gonna have to borrow, you know what I mean, so maybe. Ladder it, so have a bunch of them at a difference in 3 months, just be a little trouble for. Be nice to do it 6 months and then it's.
So if we had like a certain amount in a 1 month, and a certain amount in a 3 month,
Right.
and another amount in a 6 month.
Right, cause there's no difference in interest is what he explained to
correct,
us.
there's no
Right.
interest rate difference.
Or you invest so much this month and then so much next month, you know, do a 6 months, you could do that too. They just kind of ladder them, so something's always coming due, but it's always 6 months. I'm not sure the right thing to do, I guess, once we look at the house, with the housing, we'll see if we have any cash enough to do that, but.
And then I am doing my best to keep a cash flow projection. And so I think by September, again, assuming I know when our funders pay us, which is based on experience, so in any given day, we should have closer to 430,000 by September in the bank account, and then closer to Jesus Christ, $550,000 by October. And my projections are that should be pretty happy. Again, things got low because I wasn't billing for contractor invoices in a timely enough fashion last fiscal year. Now we are already. So, again, we can put some money away now, have a conversation after we look at some buildings today. Or circle back to this in September when Dave's here, that maybe ask him what he thinks we should do.
I think that's the best. My thought is let's just wait another month and see what we see today.
Okay.
So the rent is, the lease is up in October,
The lease is November 1st
November 1st here.
here.
So if we were to make a change, we'd have to make some decisions and move before November 1st. Or can we do month to month after that?
That's a great question. The current contract just says we can renew, I don't think we ever spelled out how it happens after 2 years.
Okay.
We never really, that's not in writing.
Yeah. Okay.
It did project the increase in monthly rent after the 2 years, so I have that number of just like what the inflation would be, but I don't know, if they wanna lock us in for another year once we hit November, or if we can go month to month. I don't have that.
And we're paying like $3,500.
We pay a little under 3,000.
Oh, okay.
But that includes all utilities except for
Yeah.
Wi-Fi, right?
Correct.
So we need to keep that in mind if we think about renting anywhere else that we wanna be. There's gonna be a cost to move.
Right,
And we're probably also gonna have to pay utilities somewhere else depending upon the arrangement.
right.
So we need to keep that sort of 2,800 as our cap. We don't wanna go over that, and it should be some benefit below that ideally in order to.
Save money for repairs and stuff, yeah. Sarah LaRose just texted me that September 25th is the application deadline for FY 27 for NRCS. If you want any projects,
I've already got applications in.
there you go.
You're talking equip, right?
Yes, yes, sorry, thank you.
Um,
Okay, so we'll.
so does anybody else feel like we should move on and go ahead and move into a CD ladder account right now? Or just wait? I mean, we're missing some interest by not doing it right now.
Could we say? Unless, if we go out today and say, no, none of these are right. Could we make you know what I mean? You know,
Like an if-then motion?
Yeah, if this happens, then we're gonna do this.
Yes, I would entertain that.
Okay, so
Yeah, that makes sense.
if we.
I
look-
hate to leave money on the table.
I know,
That's what-
so if we look at
We can
housing
do that.
today
I know.
and find
yeah.
that we don't find anything appropriate, then we can invest our money in CDARS. I don't remember exactly how much it is.
I think it's like 3.95 or something percent. I have it written
But
upstairs.
what is the total amount? Was 150,000?
Required, like.
So we agreed that we would have 2 months of operating expenses. Available,
Right,
and that would guide our investment strategy. So if we were to buy a building, we wanted to have at least that amount of money. And right now, our staff expenses per month are about $67,000 a month. So that's
we need
about
140,000
Yeah,
or 100.
On hand.
Yeah,
on hand, but I think it's up
Staff
to you.
expenses, or does that include the rent and all the other?
That includes the,
Okay, so
yes,
$67,000 is our operating budget.
yes. And so I think it's up to you all how you want to define available, because if it's in a CD, it's still available.
Right.
Right,
So. Sorry, I was just trying to get into QuickBooks to show you where we're at, like literally today. And it wants me to do more things. Sure, I'm not sure.
That's weird, it's making you do that in your QuickBooks.
It's never done this before. Natural resources.
Well, you know.
You can usually skip through this.
I just tried to and it wouldn't.
Petroleum.
Passport. Driver's
Let me go with that.
license. I had to, so I didn't do an investment
My
on that.
books.
Facebook and click on your name. I don't let me do. I didn't see your response. Oh.
can we borrow for 30 years? Remember,
We borrow for 30 years?
right, what's the term?
Oh, so we can now have a mortgage.
Okay,
So
so we could do up to 40 years, actually, in some places.
you would know better than I. I have a 30-year mortgage on my house. That's all I know.
There's
It's
some
too
40 mortgages.
Uh,
You almost have to buy a truck on a 40-year mortgage now.
it's crazy.
60,000 at least more.
They're 80, 90.
90,
Easy,
easily 90.
Yeah,
yeah.
and that's for a regular truck and not a
And a used one.
dually
It's about the
with,
same
you know,
price.
350 or a
We
450.
paid like 38 for our truck last year, so I guess I'm glad I got it last year. Used with 20,000 miles on it. Was all.
Wow.
What type of truck was it?
It's a F-150 hybrid.
But it's a 150, but if you want a work truck, right? You want a 350 diesel or a 450 or 550.
So it pulls our trailer. just-
You're looking at
Oh,
the
yeah,
wrong.
the
Works
tread.
just fine.
My boyfriend just bought a 1997 Dakota for $3,000.
How many miles on that?
Only 70
Oh, that's a deal.
Goodbye.
and new engine, so really 0. It was a lucky find.
I knew that.
It's unbelievable. I'm just looking to see how much money we can borrow from.
Yeah, so I'd say in our bank account today should be at least $250,000.
So I'll entertain a motion if anybody wants to propose an amount that we sort of an if-then amount that we move forward with some CDs. If anybody is interested.
But. So we're gonna keep 140, we'll say, because it's 67,000 in this 1.8% checking account.
So I don't think that we need to. I think,
Okay,
Because we can take the money out of the CD at any
Anytime.
time without paying a penalty.
Right.
We just lose the interest.
right, so it's the same as if it was in the,
so if we just kept a month, 70,000 a month worth, we could take the rest and put it in a CDR.
I would like to have,
It's probably a cash flow issue, Lauren, because there's
right,
it's always a few days between wanting to close out a CD. My experience, it does not happen
right.
quickly.
Well, I'd like to be able to pay our contractors quickly, even, I'd like to be able to pay our contractors even before I get reimbursed on the small stuff, like if we'll get a $5,000 contractor expense, I'd like to be
So-
able to pay that.
So how much do you need? There's the question.
I'd like to have operating expense plus 75 to play with on any given day,
For
so,
one month
75,000 or
yeah,
75,000?
sorry, 75,000,
So you're looking at 150,000.
Roughly.
yeah.
Five.
So we,
Yeah, we're back
so we
to-
could put 100 into a
Right,
we're
CD
back to-
today, and I think I'd feel like I can manage the cash flow without too much additional stress.
What was the number? How much?
100, I'd like to put 100 in and keep 150 to,
So if it's 150, then we'll have 120. My eyes are not that good, but 125,000 left.
so,
Yes.
based on this statement, which was 12 days ago, I think we have about 250 in the bank right now, so Like,
100.
yeah.
Yeah.
So putting 100,000 in a CD today. Okay. We can put it in to, we need to get we have like $200,000 plus in payments just for Ag CWIP coming up. That's already overdue. So those will be coming soon. So I'm happy to put 100,000 in a 6-month account because there is money that I know is coming soon.
That we could then put into a 1 month. in
Right.
addition to the one.
Okay. Okay, so we wanna make a motion to put $100,000 in a 6-month CDARS
If we don't
if we don't
want to
purchase,
put it somewhere else.
if we don't decide to purchase a
Sure.
building today, or make an offer today, and may not purchase it.
Or decide to make an offer.
Or
We may have,
decide,
may
right.
take us a little while to
Right.
do an offer.
Right.
Any other discussion? I hear a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Any other discussion?
February would be, we need to flag that as your 6-month
Yeah.
redo everything, so that needs to go in the
Better at it.
calendar.
Yeah.
As a possible time now.
I will do that.
Yeah.
So all those in favor? Any opposed? It passes. All right. Good work, Karen and Lauren. Thank you for that. Lauren, it looks like you also wanna
I just,
talk about a new accountant.
yeah, I didn't know if anybody's ever worked with Young's Accounting
I
or
have.
Stephanie Maishi. Again, I will remind everyone we are on a public meeting. But if anybody knew her,
I work with her.
yeah,
Yeah, I used to work with another big firm in town, and I found her so much more easy to work with. She's
okay,
very clear. She likes to meet with you, which I like. She's given me some great words of advice that I did not get from a big firm.
okay,
I don't know, I would recommend her.
okay.
think
Yeah, she
she's
came as a
great.
recommendation from the lawyer that Julie connected me to as well, and he had nothing but glowing things to say about her. So, I haven't reached out to them at all yet. But was hoping, I need,
My trust lawyer recommended her. A woman from a big firm in Burlington.
okay.
And who are we currently working with?
We've been with S&D Accounting out of Newport.
Yeah.
And I've just been having some communication issues over the last several years.
Yeah, I remember. So I think it's completely, I don't even think you need a board motion. I think it's completely your decision, Lauren, to.
Yeah, I was just curious if anybody had a bad
Yeah.
experience, I didn't want to waste my time.
And
Yeah.
she's reasonably priced too.
Okay. I will connect with her and see if she'd be interested in working with us.
I think it'd be interesting to ask if she's got any nonprofit accounting.
Yep.
Experience.
Hmm.
Cause that would be my only, it's, it operates a little bit differently with all the grants and
Yeah.
everything else than what she's probably used to, so.
Okay.
And this would be somebody to do the bookkeeping as well, payroll.
So payroll's 2 buttons at this point in time.
Oh, okay,
nice.
with ramp.
With QuickBooks Time,
With
actually.
QuickBooks Time,
And
okay.
actually, Arena is officially approving timesheets now. She comes to me when there's any questions.
Yeah.
But I have shifted an hour and a half off my plate every 2 weeks. Aren't you proud of me?
Yes, it is.
Um,
Delegation of authority, I love
I'm working, I'm trying.
it.
Great.
All right, so are we ready to move on to a recap of the 80th birthday? Board retreat follow-up?
Yes, and so this conversation, I know Dan and I have been chatting just about how did it go and wanting to just kind of do, what do you call it? And
That's an AAR, an after action review,
right,
and you can be as detailed, but I'd like to just walk us through probably the most simplistic form of AARs. And it's a 3-part process. We can do it, you can go down rabbit holes, or you can keep it at a higher level, and I'm open to wherever the board wants to go.
sure,
But structurally, the way it's done is you begin with what were we intending to accomplish?
yes.
So what were we intending to accomplish?
Yes. I think our main goal was to celebrate all the work that's been done. I think it was also really helpful to set a deadline for when we wanted to have this history that we've been looking into, to be able to share that out with our community. I think we really wanted to have an opportunity to have a celebratory event. We have a lot of events every year, but not usually one that's just for fun. And so that was a main goal. And then I think it also kind of serendipitously morphed into a celebration of Richard as well. And
Which was very nice.
it was very nice.
Timing.
Was perfect, as well as Baden. So glad that Dayton was able to come. And so I think those are kind of our foundational goals.
So just to restate very clearly, celebration. of
Celebration.
80 years.
Yep,
Okay, Richard's recognition and goodbye.
yep.
And
And giving ourselves a deadline to have this history to share.
And the project map.
And a project map. So that was, I guess,
that's more under the next thing, which would be, what did we do well, I think.
sure.
And I don't know that that's a goal per se, that is a, what do we want to sustain in terms of how we're doing it? Maybe I'm mistaken on that, but is it?
Maybe the goal was a shared understanding of the history. Is that fair?
Sure.
I think that's something that we've been missing for so long, and
And I think it was probably even worthwhile for like you and Karen and some of the new board members to hear that history.
right.
Mhm.
It was
Or-
a completely useful opportunity for me. I had,
And the staff,
yeah,
you know, maybe never made the connection to
right,
you haven't been it and the Dust Bowl days. And I mean, clearly, hopefully they did, but realizing that the establishment of conservation districts was his vision
right,
and knowing that there needed to be more local control
yeah,
of what was going on and buy-in.
right.
So not just control, but endorsement of what the federal government was offering and wanted to bring to the table. So
So I'd say those were the goals.
Okay, so on to the second part, and we could, you know, if you want, you can limit these to the top 5 or top 3, or just whatever.
Sure.
What did we do well? And another way of looking at it is, should we do this again? What do we want to make sure we sustain?
Yeah.
So, very simple, pat yourself on the back,
well, the
What did you-
organization, presentation and orchestration of the whole thing was fabulous. Thought that a great turnout
No,
and good music. I mean, just the whole thing. It was just a great atmosphere. It was fun.
Yeah.
So
So I went to vote yesterday at Seattle City Hall, and Bob Norris was wearing our hat out front. Well, he's advertising, and I lost it. I was like, oh my God. So,
Great.
I do think, to that end, like, I think the promotion.
Yeah.
Of the district, the number of people who have said they had such a great time, I think it was people enjoyed themselves.
So I'm hearing community engagement.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Not to put words in anyone's mouth.
that's perfect though, bringing our community together to
Yeah.
celebrate.
Okay.
Reflect and celebrate.
Okay.
I think the space worked really well. Given the rain that happened for a little bit of time, we had options to not get totally soaked.
I always think food's important. The food was really good. There was something nice about them cooking outside in the
Pizza oven.
pizza oven.
Yeah.
Yeah, and working with the venue. I mean, you said the space virtual, but also working with can't remember her name. Julie doing the pizza and Paula. So yeah. That
All the
was-
boom there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fine. I mean,
Remember,
not bad. Yeah.
remember sister.
Gotcha.
Right.
That's,
I think also those two specifically are so intertwined with service and community.
yeah,
Um,
it just,
felt right.
and having our farmers literally cooking us pizza
Right.
was like so wholesome.
I think it was nice giving people hats. I mean, that kind of puts people on a team. It also is great for marketing, like already experienced.
Yeah.
I don't know, there's something kind
And
of
maybe,
nice.
yeah, maybe specifically, we should say that the legislative body came out in full force.
Oh,
Yeah,
Like 4 legislators there,
That
right?
was
at
4 or
least.
5.
at every,
it was Joe,
Yeah.
James, Bob,
Brock.
Brock,
and
Lynn,
Lisa. Ingram?
Lisa.
So six.
yeah, I think
Lisa.
you had
That's really good.
just about everybody.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well,
if
we
we're
didn't have
missing.
like Carolyn
Oh,
Brannigan.
Oliver, Tom
Right.
Oliver wasn't there
We
because he
didn't
was
have
working.
that Southern
Right.
Franklin County representative. Actually, probably wasn't there, Carolyn Brannigan.
it was our best showing of
Yeah.
legislators besides that one time. Were you there when we went to Richards?
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
Well, that was just for legislators.
Right, that was a good turnout though,
Yeah. that
but
was-
besides that, yeah.
So I've got 6 things so far, and 2, actually, the turnout.
Yeah.
And then under that is legislative turnout was exceptional. But community wise, the promotion of, in our, community engagement, the location was exceptional with options for rain, which we mercifully only had to use for a moment.
Right.
It was great. Nice to have a plan in place though. The food was outstanding. The pizza, having all of that prepared and cooked outside.
Yeah.
What else under it to sustain? I know there was a lot of behind the scenes. You had people running for the week prior,
Yeah,
running
I
around.
was just gonna say, did we feel like the raffle was,
Oh.
I think the raffle was good and I think I would tweak some things about it, but I think
Same.
it was a really good,
yeah,
So sustain the raffle.
yeah,
and in maybe a different form or like
yeah.
with less.
Yeah, it just went
felt
on
like
for
it
a
went on.
while. It went on for a really long time.
Everybody
I
got
think
something
everyone got.
Everyone got
Yeah.
something, and if they didn't, they got a hat,
Everybody got a prize.
Yeah.
Like,
which was great.
yeah, it was fun.
And I think the posters,
Mhm.
the visual aids.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, Viv's outstanding
It's right there.
collage that she
Right
did
there.
was just amazing and
Me too.
and all of the graphics were really well done. So, I
Yeah,
mean, we're going
No, that's
on
fine.
5 or 6, but
Yeah.
yeah,
This
I
is,
think that, I don't know how to put this into words, but sort of forcing us all to stop and take stock of what we've done
yes,
was part of what went so well.
Yeah.
To pat ourselves on the back, that it felt good to reflect on, when I saw that graph of, I don't know whether it was staff or it was budget or if it was something that just, woo,
Yeah.
it's like, wow,
yeah,
I like the connection historically to be able to.
Yeah.
Say we're part of something that,
she started
Happened.
at the Glacier Days.
1.3 billion years ago.
all right, so I wanna, in the interest of time, are we good on the sustain? Is there something else that you really, next year when you're looking at, you wanna go, oh, gosh.
I do think the weekday night was a good thing I'd like to keep. I think we got good turnout. I think Monday, I don't know if I'd do Monday night again. I did hear from a couple folks that they just like completely forgot about it. Because they don't usually have things on a Monday night, but I do think a weekday night was a good,
Right, cause you're not competing in the summer
right,
with, I've had a plan for, I'm going to camp, I'm going to
right.
fish, or whatever it is you do in the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weddings,
Right.
all of those things. Okay, so the real moneymaker, improve.
Yes,
What can we improve?
Maybe we had too much food.
we certainly did.
What do we do with the leftover food?
A lot of it got eaten by staff.
Good,
Good.
that makes me
Hopefully I
feel
don't
great.
want it to go to waste and.
Tuesday's food shelf day,
Right, I think next time we're gonna have a plan to donate it.
because they did not take any at the food shelf.
We
So no one else was there when we were done, and so we didn't want to leave
Right.
food.
So ahead of time. Coordinate
ahead of
If
time.
we have this,
Yeah.
can we just put it in your?
Right.
Ooh, sure.
Yeah, I think they said they could cook for 100 people for pizza, and I was like, there's no way they can pull off 100, and they did. And so, but
Well,
I
they-
I
know
don't
what they
think
can
they
do.
used like
they
half
didn't
of
use
their
all their
dough,
doughs, yeah. So I think that was
which they said they did use for something else.
Right.
which is good.
Sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was definitely too much food.
That's a great problem to have,
It's the better of the two options.
you know, yeah. What else?
The raffle, yeah.
But the raffle could be
Um,
set up to be
So it's a
efficient.
sustain and an improve,
Yes,
because it was good to have.
Yep.
Time,
yeah,
limit the time.
yeah. Maybe like put some things in a basket, so there's few, just, it just took a really long time.
Yeah, baskets would have been good. You could have a little cheese and jar of honey
Yep.
and all in
Yeah,
one.
that's,
That
we
would've-
do that with our,
Yeah.
a much
Yeah,
different
yeah.
scale, but with the Dragon Boat, it's $200 buckets
Sure,
that you're buying a $5 raffle ticket for.
sure,
Buckets of stuff.
yeah.
Okay. What else?
Somewhat related, we decided to do the 50-50 raffle a little late in the game, so people didn't necessarily have cash with them. Even though we,
Nobody brings cash.
Yeah.
Can you, can you take
I
Venmo
always
or?
do.
no, we can do PayPal, but it's more of a pain than anything for a,
Always.
yeah.
Because you never know when you're gonna.
Percentage they take.
Right.
But it's cash anyway and free gifts, right?
It's just you don't have the cash to hand somebody that
Right,
night.
right.
You have to give
Yeah.
it back to them later, so. But yeah,
I'm going to make a suggestion on them. I'm sorry, were you?
I was just gonna say, we didn't think about music till the Friday night in advance. It worked out, but I think
Oh,
it was planning for the music a
Yeah.
little bit in advance.
So let's put that under sustain. The
Okay.
music, I loved having them there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were great.
But-
It worked out beautifully, I think. And it was Retta's idea. I think it was just like, yeah, it was 3 days.
Nice.
Yeah, they did a great job.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Sad Nora won't be around to do it next year, but we can get other
I don't know that
people.
we need an 81st birthday.
Oh, true.
Well, and that's, that's a follow-on discussion perhaps for another board meeting is, do
Right.
we want to do this every other year, every 5 years? What's it?
yeah.
And we don't need to make
Doesn't
that
have to be a
decision
birthday
now.
party every year.
Right.
I've got an improve, and this is not a personal attack, but I think anytime you get up as the lead of the organization and you have a 45-minute speech,
Yeah,
that is not optimal.
sure.
It's if you want to communicate that information, and I'm not trying to be pedantic or lecturing or critical of you,
Sure.
have your staff take bite-sized chunks
Sure.
of 5 to 8 minutes at the most. And you provide either at the beginning an introduction or at the end a conclusion and go, you've heard from these exceptional people who work on our team,
Sure.
and I'm gonna put a bow on it for you.
Sure.
Rather than and I'm not saying the information you had
Yeah.
was good. But anytime you're speaking that long
Yeah.
and
We
you're
lose people.
either after people or while people are eating or before you're, God forbid, you're keeping them from eating, which I don't think was the case.
Right.
But take this in as constructively as I'm presenting it.
Yeah. No, I would have done things differently.
Do not, I mean, my rule of thumb for public speaking is be brief, be brilliant, be gone.
Sure.
Do not belabor any point. So
Yeah.
that was the only thing that leapt out at me for this whole event was,
Yeah.
oh boy, don't share that information exchange with your team. Let them
Yeah.
get up and put a face on the people that really.
They would have hated that, but yes, I hear
But
you.
it's good for them to develop as leaders themselves.
Yeah.
It's very valuable.
Yeah.
And I think it was an exceptional event. That's the one thing that I kind of did a little tooth sucking on. I was like,
Sure.
I will
Yeah.
tell you, share a story with you, Lauren. I was asked to be, one of, I think it was a 3-person panel. I can't remember, but it was the keynote address at the Soil and Water Conservation Society annual meeting. And, so I'm one of either 2 or 3 panelists, and I was so excited to share our story.
Yeah.
And they kept forcing me to pare down and forcing me to pare down and forcing me to pare down. And I finally got it down to like 22 minutes or something like that. But it was just like, I get your enthusiasm and
Yeah.
wanting to share this whole thing. And I was like, damn, if I could only show this slide, if I could only show that slide. So I was just moving through things really fast. But in the long run, I got a lot of compliments at the end because of, it was very well. not to discredit any other state conservationists in the country, but basically it was very scientific.
Sure,
And not a lot of the state conservationists could get up and pull that off.
sure.
And so anyway, it was hard for me. I get it when you have so much to share.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is like, put yourself in the audience seat and what are the key things you want them to take home.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Well, I'll just, I wrote it the weekend beforehand
yeah,
and I wish I had had
a little bit longer.
a little bit longer
There-
to edit down. And then also, I think I didn't think about having the screen. And so I think having some visual cues would have been helpful too.
Yeah.
And I got to the event and had, but I think I would have started that earlier. That-
There's no,
Yeah.
I've said it before, there's no good writing, there's only good rewriting.
Sure,
And it's the amount of time. And again, it's prioritizations of the work. You have to a
Right.
month ahead and go, I'm gonna do a rough draft and it's ugly.
yeah,
And then a week
Well,
later,
yeah.
you just, you
Yeah.
flesh it out a little more and then by the time you're there, but
Yeah.
this is not, I mean, this was an exceptional turnout. It was an exceptional event. I think it really showed how you've put your roots into
I
the
had
community.
5 or 6 different people come up to
Yeah.
me and just say, we love Lauren. Lauren is awesome. You know, like Paul Stanley, when he ended up taking the mic out of my hand and getting up and just taking over.
Yeah.
And it just, it really reflects on your leadership, Lauren. So, yeah.
yeah, no, I would have done it a little differently too.
Well, next time,
Great,
do,
yeah,
that's all.
Yeah.
Just, reach out to the people you have and.
Yeah.
About-
I will say that it was about 20 minutes shorter than my original. version of it. So it could have been worse.
Worse. Is that a sustain or through?
Could have been worse.
No. But it's all a learning.
Yeah,
It really is. This is
Yeah.
the. I mean, it's predictable, because you're just so, you really love what you do and what has happened and you're
Right.
reflecting on 80 years of,
right,
wow, this is where we come from, of course.
yeah,
So
Anyway,
was this recorded?
no,
there's an improvement.
I do have the speech if you're interested in reading it.
I think it would have been difficult to record that night, though. It would have been, I mean, we would have had to have somebody up with just a cell camera, just.
Or rewriting
Channel
what you
15.
did and post
Channel
the
15.
history of,
Yeah,
Channel
oh,
15.
probably wouldn't
They
take
were
a whole
there.
lot of rewriting in
they
AI,
would
probably
get
could
one.
do most
Oh,
of
is
it
that
for
like
you.
public
The
access?
history is on our
Yeah, they're
website
right there.
if you're curious.
Is it
My husband's on.
the full
LTA
history, like what she?
Not the whole speech, but the
Georgia.
research behind the
To
speech.
Georgia,
Yeah.
Colchester and the islands.
Right.
So I think-
Another improvement, just one last thing is that we didn't use a budget at all, which I think was fine because we were like, we just needed to experience what it was like and how much these
Yeah.
things would cost, but going forward, I think we could have a budget.
Yeah.
What was the cost?
yeah, I think it probably ended up being probably a little under $2,000, and that includes about $700 of hats.
Yep.
But I think that was a good
Seems
investment.
reasonable.
Yeah,
Well,
Did we pay for the
and-
food? Did we pay them? for
it
that?
was $6 a person for the pizza. That was it.
Yeah.
She had a
Um,
really
Really?
good sidebar, invite Channel 15 public TV,
yes,
and then you would have your
Recording.
and it would be there, and it would also do a little,
The messenger.
Yeah, we
so
invited.
Oh,
that's
that's
a,
another
Just a question,
positive thing.
pay for your
We've
hats?
got great coverage in the messenger.
Per hat, it was 50 hats and it was about $700, so,
Oh, so that's not too bad.
yeah, and they're
What
good hats.
Were there about 50 people there?
There was 100,
oh boy,
yeah,
at least.
so there was
Was anyone actually?
89, there was 89 tickets, raffle tickets, stubs. And then I don't think most of you guys got them, and then none of our staff got them,
No.
so I'm counting about 100.
So there's an improve, actually have someone do a head count.
Sure.
When, that's an easy thing to do,
Yeah,
when, particularly like in your speech would have been the time everybody's relatively
Right.
immobile for a short period of time.
45.
Oh, you didn't,
45, a long period.
you didn't have a sign-in sheet?
We did.
we did, but not everybody signed in.
Right, it wasn't a,
Another thing that we could
We-
improve, we had the raffle ticket giveaway or like processing station at the same table as the sign-in, so there was pretty slow traffic moving through that area because people wanted to chat.
I think it was a bigger issue because people wanted to chat, which I don't know if you can ever,
Well, we're.
Yeah.
I don't think it was
Next one. is
giving the
supposed to
ticket,
be
that was.
Yeah.
11:15, We're at 11:20. so
Behind.
probably there's a
Okay,
few other
I'm
things.
sorry that apparently I've taken more time, or I don't
Well,
know
I
when I
was
started.
behind when we
You were,
started.
you were.
Yeah.
you were-
So I've got goals, I've got sustain and, you know, what we did well and what we can improve upon.
Mhm.
What I'd like to do is I'll put this into just a digital format
Okay,
and toss it out to the group if something you go, oh, boy, and add, delete, if I've misrepresented anyone, just correct it and you can save that.
just one question back to you all. How did you feel about having it after the retreat? It was a long day. Was it helpful to already have you forced in one place and to be
Yes.
thinking about it? Or was it hard because you had dogs and?
I think for me, it was,
Didn't have a dog at the time.
I
Change now.
can't remember what we did at the retreat. I can remember what we did
Interesting.
at the event.
Okay,
So it was a long day, but I mean, it wasn't too long, but it was just, I felt like, you know, some of that enthusiasm of coming home from a strategic planning session was gone because we moved in right into, you know, there's a, you know, reflecting on what we did, like I can't even recall our discussion. at
Sure.
Which could have nothing to do with the fact that we had a celebration that night, or could have, I just got through,
That kind of.
I just got through a, you know, a major event in my life,
Sure.
so I don't have much on my mind other than
sure.
post-festival stuff.
I was not looking, dread is too strong a word. I was not looking forward to the whole day and then.
Yeah.
And I found that I enjoyed it immensely,
Okay,
the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, you know, in for a penny, in for a pound.
sure.
Rather than a day here for part of this and then an evening there. It just, for me, once it started, I was like, hey, this is kind of fun. We're doing some
Yeah,
good stuff.
yeah.
And then I liked it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think we're all just outdoorsy people, so it's
Yeah.
hard to give up a whole day in the summer,
Yeah,
but, it all worked out, so.
It was fine. I
okay,
didn't mind having it afterwards.
okay,
I mean, it requires some coordination because they knew I have 3 dogs.
great. Well, and then you've been
Well-
required a lot of coordination, like I couldn't do anything for the event in advance and I had to totally trust Renna, so that was a little hard for me, but you did a great job, obviously.
Yes.
Maybe good for you to let go.
Maybe it was good
for
for
me.
me. Like we had like, what, it's like 7-hour-long meetings in advance, being like, do you know what you need?
It was good for me. I had so many lists. So
Yes.
checking things off. There is still a cooler in here, isn't there?
Is that anyone's cooler that you can see, right by the table, that blue square one,
Nope.
that might be mine.
the ones out here?
I don't know. I'd have to,
Okay,
we have so many coolers
Yeah.
and they float in and out of the garage and the barn. I don't know.
sure.
Okay, did we want to move on to the rest of the items under this? Are you all set with that?
Yeah. If
I think
you're
it's
okay,
really good.
I'll put it in a format. I'll send it back to you and you can distribute it as.
That sounds great.
And Lauren, I'd be happy to go over the history timeline
Yeah,
with you at some point if you want to send it to me.
okay,
And then maybe we can like set up a Zoom meeting or something, or I'm going to France a week from Sunday, so I don't have a lot of
this
time.
isn't
to
my
talk
highest
about
priority right
that.
now
Yeah,
either.
yeah,
Okay, I'll probably
So-
bring Viva too, just cause she
Yeah.
can work, okay.
I'm happy to, you know, either have you guys down for coffee or something and we can run it together or do it at the office or whatever.
Okay,
Contract management friend connection. So Pat Pickett is up at Fairfield Pond.
okay,
And she's here 4 or 5 months a year. I've already asked her once if she would join the board and she, I don't know, I'm on this board, I'm on that board. She's pretty busy. However, I do think anytime we have an issue, she's gonna be happy to review it for us.
okay,
If you want me to formally introduce you to her, Lauren, I mean, I'd love to take you for a pontoon boat ride some night.
just let me know when.
Okay. I need to put that in my head is to connect Lauren with Pat.
Yeah,
I've been to Doobies a couple of times this summer. It's very pleasant, the pontoon thing on Fairfield Pond.
Oh my God, it's my go-to place. I'm up there almost every Tuesday night. They're in Florida or in New Jersey this week, so I didn't go last night, but almost every Tuesday night we're out there.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Great, that sounds great, Vicky, thank you.
Yeah.
And then Jan updated the board member position description with active language and some edits.
Looking at it again and I'm going, I only did one cut. As I said before, it's,
If it's the first paragraph, I
well,
didn't.
no, I
Okay.
understand that. But I'm looking at it and going, oh, that needs to be tightened up, that needs to be tightened up. I'm seeing all of these other things, but I think it's better than it was.
And so you all already signed it. But I just wanted you to have a hard copy.
Thank you, Dan, for doing that.
If you want,
Well, I can,
if you want to do another stab at it, you're
I
welcome to.
can, yeah, trim a little more and make it a little more concise.
And then what I will say, actually, Molly, can I just copy back real quick? I added I made a board orientation folder on the Google Drive we're using now, and it has links to all of these things now,
Awesome.
as opposed to just like the email I sent you in April.
Not so it's a ready reference.
Yes,
So could you send the link out to all of us again?
I sure can. Can you write that down?
And then
Can
I
you
need
do
to
that?
put it as my favorites,
Yes.
so I can go in and see all our policies and not have to like
Think so,
keep
yeah.
a separate folder at home.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Why haven't we done?
But we weren't using a Google Drive before.
I think Google Drive, but I'll manage.
Well, we don't use Google, like I had to pull everything out of a folder that I use and put it in. It's fine.
None of
Can't
them
do
are good.
Teams and give us access to Teams.
I think it would require me to make you an account and you'd have to figure out our storage system. So I think this is the easiest option.
Okay.
Great.
I don't know about Lynn, but I prefer Teams over Google Drive.
yeah.
Any day. I know a lot of people have strong,
Teams.
you hate Teams?
Hate Teams.
I'm
never had to do
good
it.
at it, yeah.
You had to be.
Well, I use it now with Dragonheart, so that's,
Yeah.
you know, it's.
If you worked for USDA, you had to be good.
I have
Sure.
6 years of data to reflect on at Dragonheart and go, what did they do this year? What did they do that year? I can go back and see, who was VIP parking given to that year? So anyway, yeah. It worked really well.
Be another.
And I'm sure Google Drive would do the same thing. It's been like secure and organized. Okay, so we're good with moving on to FY 26 successes.
Yes. I truly would encourage you to read this document, this link. The whole staff works on it every year and we summarize every single project that we've done. We also summarize every grant we wrote and if we got it or not. It's a really good record of what we've done, and so.
And was that in the minutes or was it in the link that you sent to us for the meeting?
Yeah,
Invite?
it's number 5.
Okay.
Oh, where's Linda, by the way?
Linda's in Montreal.
Oh,
So let me know yesterday that she wouldn't be able to make it.
post wedding decompression.
Someone was up in town, but they aren't usually close, and so Montreal was close. Yeah.
Okay.
I did actually get her input on the item number 6, the strategic planning approach to via email in advance. So I do have her input on that. But yeah, so this is just details, again, all the grants we wrote, how much money, so we got 41 of the 54 grants we applied for, which translates to $2.4 million. Again, that's not just for 1 year or anything, but like that's pretty darn good. And again, we are starting to get more creative and branch out into the different types of grants that we've never done before and different types of work that we've never done before. So,
Have you tried Vermont Community Foundation?
We
And so
never
no.
got it.
they've said they've denied us 3 times on that.
Because we're not 501c3.
No, they just don't seem to like our proposals.
So I think it just got so competitive
Yeah.
in the past few years.
I think we might also, and we maybe have too large of an operating budget for them to want to prioritize.
Are you kidding me? They work closely with Vermont Land Trust, which is
Did not know that.
millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know then, but
Yeah.
yeah, we've tried 3 times and
Yeah.
nothing.
Worth a personal visit or not?
I don't know any of them.
Well, that's why a personal visit would be.
Great. So I don't even know if they have an office though. Like I don't even know where to start with that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. So let's maybe, does anybody want to take the lead on sort of looking into the Vermont Community Foundation and I'll take the lead. How's that?
Thanks, Vicky.
I've talked to them before.
We do know that there's a lot of acronyms. I'm happy to sit down with anyone who wants to know what the acronyms mean. But also I think me trying to spell out every acronym would make my head explode. So I'm happy to do one-on-ones if anyone has questions.
We always kept an acronym sheet.
Yeah.
It would be so.
Yeah, they are.
Do you have it in already in the handbook, in the like farmer's handbook?
No,
Is there any acronym summary there?
no, and in the ag guide, everything is spelled out on each page.
Okay.
We do,
And then-
for our onboarding, we had some sort of,
Yeah, it's so not complete.
Okay.
And then I did also just want to call out in here. These weren't separate grants written, but we did get several amendments, and that was almost $300,000 of additional. So that's fun. And then we detail again every project, every grant.
Bigger?
Yeah.
Sorry, it's just a blur. Thank you.
Every grant, every project in sometimes excruciating detail. Ooh, I don't know why I did that. That's no fun. Let me get to a fun page. And then we also down at the bottom have the comparison to past years.
Mhm.
Under
So
some of
this
the
is
key
sort of a
metrics.
running document that you do each year.
Yep.
Yeah, awesome.
What are the total number of farms in Franklin County?
So there's 81 cow dairies in Franklin County as of August 1st. The US Census says there's like 770 farms.
But that's like anyone that makes more than $1,000.
Well.
Is it both?
Yeah.
But so the metrics are fun to trace over time, see what kind of programs we.
And how many events did you do in 2026?
I
Because
think
that's
it's
always, I think
52.
you had a lot of them, right?
Gets 52.
And then.
Yeah, 52.
Compared to previous years, yeah, so look at that, guys, the last 2 years just really pumped up the amount of community engagement, again,
Yes. We are engaging the community.
and it's showing off, I mean, that's what, it's paying off.
Yeah.
It's coming back to us.
In
Look at the
what
number,
way?
the increase in number of participants too.
And how is that paying off other than engaging more people? Are you getting more?
More awareness of the district and what they're doing, and the fact that we had 100 people show up at this event the other night, or, a month ago. Just really, I think,
I think it shows up in the stability amongst the staff as well.
Are you
Because
getting more funding through that, through increased engagement?
No.
no, that's not what I don't think that's the point of it. I think the point of it is to educate you. But indirectly, maybe, Lynn, because everybody knows how successful the funders know she's a get it done person. She doesn't sit on money and then not get the project done. She gets it done. She submits her reports in a timely fashion, all of that kind of stuff, all those metrics that funders look at.
We've got a good
I can
reputation.
easily say that she's considered one of, if not the best district manager in the state. So.
I would humbly agree.
I'd strike the one on.
I'm thinking of Sarah Damsel, but she's,
I don't know her, so.
Yeah, she does a great job
she
too.
does a great job, but she's a little outspoken at times, and
She in Newport?
she's in Newport, yeah. She used to work for the ECD.
What's
very
this,
briefly. She was a.
I've worked with her
line?
through NRCS.
Yeah,
Is,
what's that, Molly?
oh, I was just wondering about one specific line on here.
I will say it does seem like the tree sales shrinking a little bit from our high.
Oh, this number of landowner received wetlands outreach, it went 101 last year down to 33 this year.
Yeah, we had a grant last year, to do wetland outreach.
Okay.
Um,
And that was an NRCS grant through VACD, wasn't it?
this one I know which one you were talking about.
Yeah.
That one ended a couple of years ago, I think.
Okay,
This one was a project development grant. Related to tree plantings and wetland restoration that we just.
You bumped up.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. No, back in,
Yeah, and don't worry, no one took us up on it.
To,
To do any wetland restoration in Franklin County.
so sad.
It's never gonna happen.
no, no, it is not.
And then this is a
I mean,
new metric that we
have
just started
some,
tracking.
a couple of WRP projects.
Right, right. The one's not with us. We're doing one at the state park on Lake Carmine, but at the state park. That's a different
Yeah.
game. But yeah, so I guess what I really want, I just wanted to share this with you.
Good job. It must feel good to look back at that.
It sure does.
Yeah, do you guys take time as a staff to sort of celebrate separately than the event in July?
We had our fun Wednesday.
Yeah,
That's kind of the extent of it. Maybe we should.
we should do a better job of celebrating.
Or for a kayak ride or something, you guys should,
We have plenty of fun.
yeah,
We
okay,
do a monthly fun day
okay.
where we do like 4 hours of a fun thing, and then we get lunch, and then we do our DIJA meeting,
Mhm.
and then we do. And then I feel like it usually turns into people just asking me questions about the budget and
Which is,
informally.
it's important to get exposure to that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we do that once a month.
Mandatory fun days.
Yeah. This month was supposed to be, Sadie was gonna show us how they did the bumblebee study in the refuge, and it rained that day, so we're doing it in 2 weeks, I think.
On the 25th.
Yeah, so. Yeah, cause Sadie was at the refuge for 2 years, 2 summers. What?
She the intern?
She's the American, yeah.
Okay, so we ready to move on to strategic planning? Okay, so
So,
ideas
so today we are not doing strategic planning. We are making a plan
to do
to
strategic.
do strategic planning. And how to approach strategic planning. So again, our current strategic plan goes through the end of this year, so we have time. Not a ton of
Calendar
time.
or fiscal?
Calendar, thank you for clarifying. And so I was thinking, if we want to do a quick review again of the previous strategic plan, which we kind of did at the retreat, but just to get another overview of here's what we're currently doing, just so we're all starting from the same place. And then I shared the breakdown of how we're spending our time, just because I thought that was a good, actually, it's a good point there, Vicky. This is how we spent our time in fiscal year 27 to 26.
26.
Yes. Which is pretty consistent over the past several years. And it's mostly dictated by funding more than anything. And then these are the strategic themes from the last strategic plan. So this was basically our goals from last
So
time.
just Lynn, so you know, and Karen too, we were still at the NRCS space when we wrote this last.
Yes.
strategic
Right.
plan.
So
And I
we-
do believe this was our first strategic plan ever. And how often do we do them? Our last one was for 3 years. I think,
It's coming up.
yeah, we can do we can make it as short or as long as we want the next one to be. There's no
3 years
requirements.
is a reasonable amount of time, and then shorter than that, and it becomes operational or tactical in terms of the execution.
Sure.
And
I think
my-
we've done all of those. Top 4 with the exception of maybe more stable and diversified income stream.
I would agree.
Challenge just because of the way our funding
So-
works.
Proposal would be to, I mean, let's hone in on themes, internally and externally, what we're hoping to accomplish for the next 3 years.
Right.
And that's more than enough for a planning approach, and then we can flesh that out as needed.
I feel like-
Are there other things?
I feel like part of that is what happens today with looking at the 2 properties, right? Cause been a lot of ideas thrown out about
Yeah,
what could happen if we had a property.
right.
Hmm.
And so then kind of step 2, what I was thinking is so now when we know what we had said in our previous strategic plan, what do we want our next strategic plan to look like? There are some things that are missing, like we don't have a vision statement, we don't have values.
Mhm.
We wanted to update the strategic themes, as Dan was just saying. I don't know if we want to redo our mission statement. We did it with the last one. I know it's like, it's a bit wordy.
It's always good, I think, to
Revisit
to
it. at
revisit
least.
it and update it. It's not a, you know, it's not the Constitution. It's not
Right.
locked in stone forever.
Right.
So we should keep it as a living document. I think that would be valuable to say, okay, that's served us well over the
Right.
last 3 years.
Right.
What do we need for the next 3 years?
I will say I've never memorized it, and I feel like I should know our mission statement.
It should be simple enough that you've had.
Right, and it's not.
Right.
And
So,
At the
Again.
time we were doing this, we were like, the previous one was 4 sentences, so this is at least better. But I think, yeah, as we are kind of coalescing in a lot of ways. And then I was thinking of doing kind of like a big picture discussions. So this is like, are we still trying to grow? How do we want to be framing again our values? Do we want to some of these will make more sense to dive into them. How do we want to evaluate success? Like we do this reporting document every year, but like, is that the best way? Like, is it okay if we don't do as many farm visits, but the quality is better? That kind of conversation.
when you're getting into quality, you're getting squishy. What metrics, I think, is what you're,
Right. Well,
that's the
but I
quality.
also think like, I know what I feel good about, but I would like to know
Mhm.
to confirm that we're on the same page about where we're aiming.
So if I'm hearing what you're saying, so you want to sync the board's understanding with your team's understanding.
I would like to think that, and I think to some level, I'd love for you guys to try to drive it too.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like, how do we measure success,
Right.
quantitative and qualitative? There's gonna be a
Right.
little of both.
Right,
Because without that, it doesn't feel like we move anywhere.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
right. Well, it doesn't feel like we've done the job either
Right.
sometimes. It's
But
like,
that's where solid metrics are
Right.
very useful.
right,
And you know what I think that can be part of that discussion is water quality outcomes,
I agree,
you know,
right,
have we moved the needle?
right. I think that's a really hard one.
It's very hard with climate change because there's so
Yeah.
many forces against us no
Right.
matter what we do.
And so I think, again, defining, like having
Yeah,
a good
but,
discussion about
you
how
know,
are we
The
gonna,
reality of versus what we'd like to see,
right.
but
And then kind of a conversation about like, is it time to get into private fundraising? How do we want that to work? I think that's just a big discussion.
we need a whole
You-
fundraising
you've got-
committee.
You've got more
need to
here
develop
than
it,
we can
maybe.
do in the next year
Yeah.
of,
Yeah,
so I think parsing this down is what we need to do and prioritize what is the most important out of all of these things are meaningful.
yeah,
What is the most important over the next period of time, if it's 3 years?
so I would love for you guys to take a look at this document and think about what you definitely want to tackle in the next 3 months in 6 hours of board meetings.
So you're not anticipating us doing this as a standalone meeting again, it's gonna be through board meetings.
That's what I was thinking. We can
I think it's
reevaluate.
challenging to do that, Lauren. The reality is we're gonna be so caught up with the regular business of running the board
Okay,
that
I think you need a separate.
I think I agree. I think to get us in the right headspace,
sure.
that we may need another, you know, a couple of 2-hour sessions just on strategic planning.
Okay,
And maybe not an all day again,
sure.
but you know, some focused meetings, we come in, we work on this, we work on internal issues first. And then the next meeting's external issues, and then how do we
Yeah.
define success? So, you know, so there's some key steps in there that we can do, but it probably is gonna take more than one meeting.
Yep.
And I don't think it's appropriate to combine it with a regular board meeting.
That's linked on, it's linked on.
Right, having done many of these over the years.
Just so later I can.
Yeah.
Kind of.
So I think what would be really helpful is for us to spend a little time right now is to, okay, so when and how do we wanna do this? Do we wanna try to do it? Molly goes back to school here soon, so we're looking at afternoon evenings again. And then, you know, how many do we wanna try to squeeze in per month? Are we talking about just one extra meeting a month for the next 3 months? Between now and December, the next 4 months, and try to have an end date of trying to have something that we can all be proud of by the end of December. I mean, I will physically be in state probably through November. Probably
also
leaving
think-
right after Thanksgiving.
Like our current one does expire at the end of the year, but
We don't have to have one in place right away. There's no
Right.
hard and fast rules with that, but
right.
so we can take a longer time. We can do
Perhaps once per quarter.
once per quarter and give ourselves a year to do it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like, we're gonna do what we're doing. We're gonna keep doing that, but I think some big picture visioning,
Yeah.
and doing it. This would be helpful for me.
I think it
Let's
served
set the
us well.
direction For
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
I'm not sure once a quarter is often enough for me to keep my head in the space, Dan.
Sure.
Okay.
I almost feel like I want to do it more frequently than that, but I don't want to overburden everybody either.
The experience I've had too is breaking this down and having somebody responsible as a team leader for each thing and reporting in and getting people to help them, like create a small team to help them with it. Start with volunteers first and then volunteers after that.
Yeah, you should assign staff to support you in this probably with each section. Be a great opportunity for them. Like Arin is obviously the internal person, but maybe you've got Kate and some other people working on the external
Right.
stuff.
okay. You make sure that that's written down.
Sorry, did you say staff should be involved?
My gosh, yes.
Absolutely. Otherwise, it's meaningless. It's,
Well, so I guess I was
Yes.
planning on doing like a similar thing with staff separately.
I would say we have a strategic plan.
Right, I think it was just like having separate conversations.
but who melds it? And if we're
And I
together,
think that we need to hear from staff and they need to hear
but if,
from us.
yeah, if we're
Right.
together, that's less work for you because
We'll see.
you don't have
Yeah,
to blend the two
Sure.
after both have come up with what they believe is the correct solution.
sure.
And then you've got to massage all of that.
I mean,
and
if you
manage
had a 50 or 60 person staff, I would agree, Lauren, but you have a staff of 8, right?
Yeah, we can,
There's 9 of us.
But you plus 8,
Yeah,
and
so,
then one
yeah.
of those is AmeriCorps, right? So she's not permanent. So
Right.
it's, how do we structure this? So maybe you have your natural resources team and we focus on natural resources that day. The external things, what are we trying to achieve? And
Sure.
then you got your ag team and they come to the table with us on the ag stuff.
Sure,
So
okay.
you can divide it into buckets so that it feels overwhelming right now, but if we just chunk it out.
Mhm.
Okay,
you want me to take a look at that and then give you some recommendations on how to
Dan and-
prioritize it?
Planning.
That'd be good.
Absolutely.
I'll-
And then I just started a list of like things, like individual topics I wanted to talk to folks about too.
Mhm.
So that's on there as well. If you have things like, hey, why don't we do X? Why aren't we more concerned about air quality?
We haven't done much stormwater stuff through the district. and
Right,
I'm perfectly fine with that. But I think that
yeah,
it may be a discussion, the point that we want to have.
right.
I assume Bob Port's retired.
Bob Court passed away. Like 4 or 5 years ago. Can't-
Gosh. People that have not kept me apprised of those things, so.
Yeah, he passed away before I retired, so,
Oh,
2020 maybe,
Wow.
2019. Maybe even the fall, it was November, really sad.
I only bring him up because he was stormwater, he was stormwater.
It actually might have been in 2017.
Wow.
Because I think it was the same year I was diagnosed with cancer. Because we commiserated together.
So we should get moving to the building soon, but I guess, there's a list of exciting events coming up. Included, you can find them all on their website at this link. And then our next meeting is September 10th from 3 to 5. We
Is that
scheduled
already
that-
set in stone?
So it also doesn't beautifully work for me.
It doesn't work for me.
So I'm wondering, like, that is the one that currently Dave Dorr is scheduled to come to. I'm happy to try to reschedule with him.
Could we do the following week?
Let me see.
It could be 2 back-to-backs for us, Karen, but that's okay with me. If Wednesday's not great for me, but
The 17th,
Tuesday would be better.
the 15th. Vicky,
Let me get to September 15th looks, no, I have.
We can't do Tuesdays.
can't do Tuesdays.
I can skip practice on Wednesday, the 16th. It's my daughter's birthday, but I don't think she's gonna be in town.
Molly, do you have your schedule?
Like my daily, like work,
16.
yeah.
Are there, okay,
What time?
is
No.
just Tuesdays bad, or do you not know what other days are bad yet?
Oh, no, we always have staff meetings on every Tuesday.
Okay.
So even afternoon,
We're talking like
It'd be
3:15 again.
Yeah,
Okay, do you wanna see if that works for Dave?
the 16th,
Yeah,
does that work for everybody in the room?
that's
Yes.
way better for me. I'm gonna be hiking, I'm gonna be camping in Maine.
Okay. That is also the FNLC annual meeting, just so you know.
The what?
FNLC annual meeting
Is what day?
is the 10th.
Oh, I won't be at it this year, but I did not know that.
And then I did also put the VACD annual meeting as on this agenda as well. It's November 17th, if folks wanna come, at the Lake Mooring Resort. All board, it's an all day thing, with the next day.
Lauren, should we go ahead and try to schedule our first strategic planning meeting and try to get one scheduled while everybody's here?
Yes.
Maybe after the next board meeting, because I'm basically gonna be gone between the 23rd and September 11th, August 23rd to September 11th.
How about September 23rd, the following Wednesday?
Wednesdays aren't good for me.
Okay.
What about Thursday, the 24th?
I can move your check-in, right? That
So
should
we're
work.
moving the
Sure.
meeting to the 20th.
No, we're
No,
talking
that's good.
strategic planning.
Oh,
just specifically
additional
for
meeting.
strategic planning. On the 24th, the afternoon. Or, does that work?
That works for me.
Should be okay.
September 24th.
Yep. Okay. I'll just, we'll move your. Okay,
Again, starting at 3.
yeah. Alrighty. What?
I had a schedule.
Well, I wrote the schedule poorly. I think we need to adjourn.
So, okay, is there a motion to adjourn?
so
Second.
All in favor?
I have got to get that dog out of the crate.
Do you wanna